Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast, and we're about to begin our World Cup content, and I absolutely love a World Cup. I just love it. Ever since I was a kid, you get them fond memories of watching the World Cups and the players and just everything about it. I just absolutely love it, and I just think as a kid you used to just love the colours of the kits and everything like that. So I'm really buzzing for it. And I thought, you know what, I've got to bring out the Diego Maradona Christmas jumper for this because I just felt like it was so fitting and I just had to do it. So it's a new purchase of mine, and I think it's absolutely quality. It's got number 10 on the back as well. So it's a great
Christmas has come early.
It's a great jumper, and I just had to. So World Cup. So what can you expect from our channel over the World Cup then? So we're going to be bringing you England match previews, reactions. We're going to be bringing you daily videos regarding the World Cup and the matches and the key news and anything that happens during the World Cup. We're going to be bringing you the content. And I can confirm for England's first game, we are going to do our first ever watch along. So you can join us from about 12:30. We'll be talking about the game before it kicks off, the lineup, etc. And then we're going to be doing a full watch along for the whole game. So that's something exciting for the channel that we've never done before. So there's going to be plenty of content. And if you are new, subscribe to our channel, drop the videos a like, and we love to hear your thoughts in the comment section as well. So normally our videos go off like a fan forum. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on everything to do with the World Cup. If you're not an England fan and you're just a fan of a different country, then you are welcome here and you can get involved as well. So Ryan, how are you feeling about the World Cup then? You buzzing?
Sort of. I'm still gearing up to it, still getting over the domestic football and trying to switch over from that to international, because normally you get the build-up, you get the squad announcements at the end of the season, you get the friendlies beforehand where you can implement your tactics and see how the team is gonna head into these World Cups. At the minute, I don't know, it's just all a bit accelerated, isn't it? Accelerated from the end of the season, diving straight in. Like the season ends on Sunday and it's the World Cup starts Sunday. Not quite sure I agree with the host nation. Feels like it's brought more than it's earned. Normally I'm looking forward to the different cities, the culture of the host country. And I must admit, I don't know a lot about what's going on in Qatar. Normally you learn all about the new stadiums being built and just don't feel that vibe or anything. So hopefully we grow into it, and the football, it's a festival of football. It's the most prestigious cup competition in the world, and hopefully the football does the talking, and that's what we're focusing on.
Definitely. And Justin, how are you feeling about it?
I think Ryan's been very politically correct by saying what he said, and I think it's disgrace. It's in Qatar. I love the World Cup. Ever since I was a kid, I've lived for World Cups in England, and we all want to see us win a major tournament. We've gone close in the last two, but I think this one it just leaves a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth, unfortunately. I'm hoping once the football starts, we can concentrate on the football, but politically and for what Qatar stands for, with a lot of my friends would have gone to this tournament, but they won't because of the way that the country is. So it's a shame. I feel it's a shame. I think it's a shame it's this time of year as well, because I think, like you both said, it feels a bit odd, doesn't it, to have it at Christmas? It's great having summer World Cups. You can get the barbecue out, can't you? All your mates come round and everything. So, yeah, I think there's a few questions to be asked maybe in the longer term about these kind of decisions. But ultimately, once the football starts, yes, I can't wait for it to get going and start watching the games, because you learn about players you don't know about, don't you? A lot of the lesser nations that qualify for these tournaments. I love the stories that come out from the players you've never heard of. Back to Scalacci's in my youth. Seeing these players that you've never heard of suddenly start banging the goals in, and then you get linked with them, don't you? All the top European clubs get linked with these players, and then they end up all over the place. So, yeah, I love a World Cup, and I think it'll be a good footballing World Cup. But after that, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, so let's turn our attention to England. We've not really spoke about the squad at all, really. And how do I feel about England going into this World Cup then? Am I confident, optimistic? I'm just not sure, to be fair, because my problem is it's our form going into this World Cup. And normally going into a World Cup, you finish your domestic season, you'll have about 2 friendlies, don't you? 2 or 3 friendlies. And then you go straight into it. And normally, from what I can remember, is if we had, say, like a South American nation in our group, we'd normally play a friendly against one of them sides, and vice versa to any different country that we're playing. And we haven't done that. So I think that's a little bit weird. The squad as a whole, I don't read too much into the squad, if I'm being honest, because I don't think half of them are going to play anyway. I'm looking at someone like the Newcastle striker that's been called up. What's his name?
Wilson.
Right. No point. No point whatsoever. He's not going to play unless Kane gets injured. And I'm even looking at someone like Maddison. You know, there was that uproar for him to get called up. Can I see him playing? No, not really. I can't see him playing because I just can't see him getting in ahead of Saka, Foden, Grealish, Sterling. So, you know, there's a lot of players in this squad where if you tick off the ones that you don't think are going to play, you're just ending up with the standard ones that he goes with every single game. So, yeah, that's the vibe I've got with the squad, because it's sort of going to feel like, to me, if we don't get off to a good enough start, it's going to be one of them periods where we're scratching for form and it looks like a manager that's trying to save his job. That's the vibe I've got. That's just my honest opinion of where I feel like we are. Unless we get off to a blockbuster start against Iran and the momentum can carry on, I think it's going to be one of them scratchy type tournaments for us. So that's just where I am with it, Ryan.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I'm very nervous. I'm very, very unsure as well. The Nations League was an absolute disaster, wasn't it? It was a disaster. The qualifying, yes, sound. Scored lots of goals, bag full of goals, but there were still alarming results in that with draws against Poland, and Hungary. I think it was draws home and away. So the warning signs were there, and the Nations League, oh my God, the lack of chances created, the lack of excitement was, it's dreadful, wasn't it? It's dreadful. I switched off. I couldn't watch anymore. I'd lost my love of watching England, to be honest. And what was it? The 6th game, was it, when we finally scored from open play? It's just alarming. It's alarm bells are ringing for me. The tactics, I'm just not buying into it, man. I'm just not buying the back three and the wing backs. No number 10. I just feel like we're just missing out on all this creativity. And I think Southgate is just reluctant to let loose. I just want him to let loose because he's probably not going to have another tournament after this, is he? So just go for it. You've got attacking talent in abundance, youthful attacking talent, and it's just not being utilised. Well, from the build-up, it's not being utilised. Yeah. It's not being utilised. Whether he changes tactics when we get to the World Cup now, I pray that it does, but I just cannot see it. The likes of Saka, banging form, Maddison, banging form, Foden, banging form. These guys are scoring goals. They're assisting. The goal contributions for them three, I don't know, but there must be a match for the Premier League. And I just can't even see him getting in the team. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It'll be probably Rashford, Sterling and Kane. He's stalwarts. And yes, they're experiencing. Yes, he trusts them. But you got to look at the form of these guys. And Bellingham as well, man. He's captaining Borussia Dortmund. He's ripping it up. And I trust Southgate to get the best out of him and for him to drive England forward? I don't know. I just really hope that we...
You know the one thing about... And I don't want to be negative towards England, but Look, well, one thing that I can't get my head around with England is the fact that I still don't know what our team's going to be going into
Exactly.
the World Cup finals. We have a massive qualifying campaign to get us into a tournament, and I'm still no nearer to knowing what our team's going to be. And I think there's two arguments, isn't there, with England fans? There's the ones that are like, Southgate got us to a semi-final and a final. Okay, fair enough. That's an argument where you can't say anything against that because he has done really, really good. But to me, anyone that understands football and knows what good football looks like will know that what we're doing at the minute is nowhere near enough to get us to a World Cup final. And
it's not even the team though, is it, Luke? It's our philosophy, it's our style. What style have we got? Are we attacking? Are we defensive? Are we counter-attacking? The balance is all wrong. It just feels so disjointed at the minute, and heading into a World Cup, it's worrying. But I just hope we can just grow in, like you just said, Luke, grow into it. And
I think in a second we're going to do our journey to the final. So we're going to do the whole mapping out of the World Cup. So hopefully we can talk about that as we go. But I know, Justin, you're not Southgate's biggest fan anyway. I
don't know what give you that idea. I just feel like, like you, Per, saying, and you bang on it as usual. We just limp along under Southgate. I would love nothing more to be flying into this World Cup with a manager we could all be getting behind that plays expansive attacking football, gets the best out of a quality, nucleus of a squad, which we've got still. For the third or fourth tournament in a row, we're going into World Cup still with an unbelievable first 11, in my opinion, and set up the right way, given the right style and given the head to go and play, we would be a huge threat in this tournament. But I cannot see past the manager cocking it up. I just can't. I think we should fly through the group, and then it's just down to who you play. I like to think we could get through the 16s, and then it's once we hit a decent team that's got an astute manager. I just fear for us. I fear for us. The only way we go deep into this tournament is if the players do it almost in spite of the manager, and that's what I felt in the last two tournaments happened. Key moments, our better players stood up and got us through really tricky, ties. He's for me, he's not a good manager. He's a lucky manager. I think I could have done as well as he has with the players he's had at his disposal the last two tournaments. I think he just got to somehow hit on the right first 11 in that first game. We should really take them to the cleaners, and then hopefully from then on, we just keep improving and hopefully don't get many injuries, because he doesn't like using other players, does he? He's got his likes. Bellingham's amazing. I think Bellingham and Rice is a double pivot. And I agree with Ryan. I said ahead of them, if you're sticking Foden, Maddison, Saka behind Kane, that's an amazing front seven, isn't it? It is, who wouldn't? That is, to watch them play and giving them an attacking sort of set of instructions. Go out and express yourself, lads. It's a real, I'm so annoyed. I'm annoyed that we're going into it with Southgate as a manager again. So, yeah, it is frustrating, but I'm hoping that the players, can do the business rather than the manager.
Cool. Right. So let's have a look at the whole World Cup as a whole. So fans that are watching this video, let us know some of the things that you think is going to happen as well. So here we have the whole group stage of the World Cup. So what we need to do is select the winners from each group, which will then take us to the next round. So Group A has Qatar, Ecuador, Netherlands, and Senegal. So I think we could all probably agree that the Netherlands would top that group. And I'll kick it off with second place runners-up in this group. I'm going to go with Ecuador. Does anyone else want to add anything?
Yes, I do, because there's one of my dark horses in this group.
Senegal.
Yes, out of all of
them. No Mane, though.
I think Senegal, I still think they've got quality players. They got like Koulibaly, they've got Ismail Sarr still. They got the keeper, from Chelsea, who's a very good keeper. For me, they are a real dark horse for this tournament. Honestly, I don't think they're going to win it, but I think the African nations are very, very strong now. They've got some amazing players within their squads. I see them getting out of this group. I also like the South American teams. I think we discount them very quickly in Europe.
Well, Justin, I think this is a South American World Cup.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you, because the heat is going to definitely play into the hands of the nations that are used to playing in them kind of temperatures and conditions.
So should we go Ecuador then?
Honestly,
I'm with Justin. I'll be the middleman here. I just feel that they're the African Cup of Nations champions, aren't they?
Yeah. If they can get through this group and then get Mane fit.
Okay.
Even though Ecuador are solid, aren't they? They are solid.
I'm going to remember this, so I'm going big.
No, you can't. I'd go as far as to say, I'm not sure the Netherlands qualify from that group. There's your first real shocker. It could be Senegal and Ecuador.
Right. Here we go. Looking at this group, England have to top this group, and I'll tell you why. We're coming up against Iran first. So normally in a World Cup, 4 points gets you out of the group. So we have to go goals galore against Iran as well. It's got to be 4 or 5 for me. I know it's a World Cup, but if and this is what I was saying earlier, for me, the only way England have a good World Cup is if we come out of this group absolutely steamroller mode.
Yeah.
Flying, confidence-wise, Kane's in form. We've had assists from, the wide players. Confidence is bubbling. That's how I see England having a good World Cup. If we have anything other than that, we're going to have a mare. Ryan?
I think it'll be a bit more conservative. I think back to when we played Tunisia in the last World Cup and we snatched a late winner. Even though that gave us a massive buzz and impotence to carry on for the rest of the tournament and reach the semis. I just feel like this group's going to be a bit of a slog for England. Can't see a lot of goals. I'm thinking 5 points, potentially 7, win the first 2, and I think Wales will be a bit like the Scotland game where we play out a bit of a tight draw. But definitely we'll top it. We'll top the group.
I think we've got to, like you say, it's a bit of pill playing around first, because you want to sort of ease into a tournament, but we've got to go all guns blazing with that game, because the other two they're banana skin games. We've lost to America in, I think, 1950. Was it 1950 World Cup we lost to America? I'm sure it was like a real shocker years ago.
And we drew with them not long ago, wasn't it? When Rob Green let one under him.
Yeah, so anything other than real having to go at Iran after that, there's 2 real banana skins there. You'd have probably liked Iran in the third game as you sort of, get out of jail card, really. I'm not talking that negatively, because I still think we should top the group. But America, they're decent. They're improving all the time. They've got some good players, very good players.
I would say America can get out of this group.
It's very tight between America and Wales, because the Welsh have got a lot of fire in their belly, haven't they? And it takes you a long way in a tournament. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wales finish winners up in the group.
I look at this Wales side now, and I kind of feel like they're not as good as what they were when they got. How far did they get before?
They got to the semis of the Euros.
Got to the semis, didn't they? Yeah.
So I look at the Wales side, and I don't think they're as good as that.
I think Iran will lose all games. I think we potentially could win all of our games. So then it would come down to an America-Wales playoff, if you like, against each other, whoever comes out on top in that game. And you could argue for either of them, couldn't you? So it is runners-up is a very tight. It's a toss of a coin for me between America and Wales. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Wales come out on top, But I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys.
America. Ryan, you can have a casting vote then.
I don't think America are that good, to be honest. I don't know. I'd go Wales, personally.
Okay, cool. Right, Group C.
The Welsh contingent happy?
Group C, Here we go. Here we go. My pick for the tournament, top the group.
And mine.
Argentina. I'd say Mexico.
I mean, Poland, Lewandowski, Matthias Cash. You know, again, the South Americans are notoriously, good sides, aren't they? And the Mexicans, again, a very good team. Have Poland got enough to nick it? Yes, I think they have. Can they? They're tough guys. They're tough to choose from, aren't they? I don't think Saudi Arabia, I think they'll finish bottom of the group. I'd be surprised if they get a win anywhere. Argentina, for me, like you said, they're my tips to win it, so they'll win the group.
Mexico are like a World Cup team, though, don't they? You don't
They
really
are.
hear a
They
lot
love a
about
World
them in
Cup,
the build-up or something. Then they just turn up with some class. Was it Blanca, the one that he had the ball in the corner and just jumped with it? So yeah, they like to rock up. They've got good kits as well, don't they? Normally rock up with a quality kit. So
I think
rock up with 3 or 4 absolute class players, don't they?
I'm taking control. We're going Mexico.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm happy with Mexico, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm a.
Now, these here.
Another easy.
I do, but I do think.
Can I just hit you with a stat?
Go on, then.
Go on.
France won the World Cup in '98, and then since then, I hope I'm right. Actually, now I've said this and made a point. Whoever's won the World Cup after that hasn't got out the group stage. So France never got out the group stage in 2022. I think Senegal knocked them out, wasn't it? And so on. Germany never got out. So France are the holders again.
I do think they're going to have a little bit of a
they're going to break it?
Well, the French love to have a wobble, don't they?
Yeah.
They'll get out
argue with each other. Yeah, I think they'll win the group.
Yeah. And then the next one.
Denmark had a good Euros, didn't they?
Good Euros.
They've got a good team, haven't they?
Yeah.
Right,
I think you're looking at the other two, it's got to be Denmark,
yeah. This is a tough group. This is tough, man. Because I fancy these to do something,
Do you know what I've written down? My other dark horse is Japan.
Yeah, I fancy it,
One thing you do not do at a World Cup.
I know you
write off the Germans. You cannot write off the Germans.
No, I agree.
And they are just tournament specialists, aren't they?
Do we think Spain top the group?
I think so. They've got some really good young players. Pedri and Gavi are obviously the standout midfielders. And they're due another little run in the tournament. They've had a bit of a quiet spell since they won everything ever for about the last, for about that 10-year spell. Germans, like Ryan says, that they're never far away, are they? So you can't rule them out. I do like Japan. I do.
Yeah,
but I think Germany ultimately will just have the power.
Yeah. Right. Group F then. Well, you've got to go Belgium and Croatia.
I think so. I think it's hard to make a case for Canada and Morocco in that group.
It is.
I'll fly through that.
Unless Croatia have a nightmare.
Easy. Apart from the next one. Who'd you go with here?
I
quite like the look of Serbia, I think they're quite a solid outfit.
I think that, the Cameroonians love a World Cup, don't they?
Yeah. Roger Miller. Remember him just?
Pretty solid European teams, aren't they?
Yeah. Switzerland are always there or thereabouts, aren't they?
Vlahovic is the Serbian forward who I really rate. I think he's going to have a good tournament. So I'll put my hands up for Serbia.
Yeah,
and then this one, right? Now, this is dark horse territory because this is one of my other picks. I'm going Uruguay topping the group.
100%.
I agree.
Because these are going to have a stinker, I think.
They're my
Mr. Ronaldo. Bad vibes, man.
You see the footage today of Bruno Fernandes turning up in the dressing room?
Yeah.
Frosty, that was, wasn't it?
One team just implodes.
Was it Cancelo? Was it Cancelo as well, the right back on the training ground when Ronaldo's trying to have a bit of a laugh and joke with him and he's having none of it?
Yeah.
I think he's dropped with a hand grenade in that squad.
So, who else I fancy? Korea, man.
This is a tough group, isn't it, man?
It is.
It is tough.
I like Ghana.
And me, I like Ghana.
I think they're strong.
I'll tell you what will be one of the games to watch in this group stage: Ghana versus Uruguay, because it was when Suarez handled that ball on the line, wasn't it, for the penalty, and then they missed the penalty. That'll be a good game.
You want to go Ghana?
I think so. It's nice to chuck a couple of I think so.
Right. That looks like the group of death, doesn't it?
Here we go. Right, so let's try and fly through these, and then we'll do the quarters. So, Netherlands, Wales.
Netherlands.
Now it's got to be Justin. Argentina. England. This is tough.
Right.
That's a big game, that is there.
I just can't see past sort of Mbappe and Benzema, in them games. You need that quality, don't you?
Yeah. Spain?
Against Spain, I think.
Yeah, I think
we're going. Yeah.
Brazil.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I mean, these here, I think that what I was saying, I think they're past their peak.
Yeah, I think they're due now, this golden generation, to just flop.
Do you know what? I think Belgium suffer from the same problem we're suffering from. They haven't got a very good manager. And I think any other manager we've given that set of players would have won something by now.
Definitely. Right.
Oh my God.
It gets interesting. Right. I'm going Argentina.
Brazil.
Yeah.
I think this is where we buy out.
Yeah, me too.
And Uruguay, I'm happy with that. Ryan?
Yeah. I still want to beat France, though.
I don't think it will, mate.
Oh,
what a semi-final.
I mean, that is epic.
That there, yeah. Whoever wins that wins the final, I think.
It's got to be them, man.
I would personally fancy Brazil.
Do ya?
Yeah, don't know. Obviously, Argentina, it's the Messi factor, isn't it? I think they look a lot more balanced now. Before, when they had Aguero, Higuain, Dybala, they couldn't cram them all in. But now if you're retired, they do look balanced. I don't know. I just feel like Brazil have got some young attacking players. Neymar as well. It's so undecided. Flip of a coin for them too, for me. But I know you two are back in.
It's Argentina for me.
Yeah.
And
then this one, then, what are we saying?
I think Uruguay.
Ryan?
I'd rather Uruguay than France, to be fair, yeah.
And here we go. Boom!
Here's an interesting stat for you. The first ever World Cup finals between who?
Argentina and Uruguay.
Yeah, 1930.
Uruguay won.
Brazil to get third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what we've gone for. Argentina and Brazil to get third. Uruguay obviously second then. So that was our little journey to the World Cup. A bit of fun then. So what I want you to do in the comment section, we're going to go through our different categories now of our predictions on what we think is going to happen. So you obviously know what me and Justin are going with. We've both gone for Argentina to win. Ryan?
I only changed my mind today, to be fair. Just gone for Brazil. Went for Brazil. So
ones to watch, I have gone for Ecuador and Uruguay. Ryan?
I have gone for Holland. I think they play some good attacking football, total football. They love it, don't they? They like to play one way, and that's attacking. So, yeah, just little dark horse, the Netherlands.
Justin?
I went to Senegal and Japan. But I think you can put Uruguay in there as well, dark horses, because I think they could go deep.
Golden boot? Yeah, I've gone for.
Easy.
Now, I've gone Harry Kane, because I feel like, and this is what I said at the start, I think we're gonna do all right in the group, and I think he's gonna get off to a good start against Iran.
I think he's gonna have to score about 8 against Iran.
I feel like he'll probably have about 5 after the group stage. So
which is what he did in the last World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we smashed Panama and stuff.
exactly.
I think whatever he scored in the group stage, it carried him all the way to the Golden Boot, didn't it?
So I'm going Kane. Ryan?
Yeah, I had Kane as a bit of a dark horse, really. Depay as well for Holland. I've got a Holland.
You love the Dutch, don't you?
I've got a Holland vibe
like
on
it,
at the
the
minute. And
Dutch.
Depay, club football, not that great, goal scoring wise, but Holland, 12 goals in qualifying. Depay, he's like the main man for them. And obviously, you can't rule out the likes of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. But yeah, Kane closely followed by Depay.
Justin?
I think it's hard to look past teams that you think are going to go deep in the tournament because obviously they're going to play more games, aren't they? So I wrote down Mbappe, Messi, Benzema, Kane, Vlahovic at Serbia is a bit of a dark horse. Nunes at Uruguay, very, very good for them. Hasn't really set the Premier League alight yet, but I think for his country, he's a very good player. And if they do reach the final, then it'll be interesting to see if he's their top scorer. So he can't be discounted. But for me, it's Lionel Messi's tournament.
I think I agree. Mm-hmm. Golden Glove, I've gone for Emi Martinez. I think he's going to keep plenty of clean sheets. And I do feel like he's going to win him a penalty shootout because he's just class at them. So, Justin, Golden Glove?
Yeah, I think Emi Martinez. He's had an unbelievable run with Argentina. I think Messi absolutely loves him as well, and he practically helped him, not single-handedly, win a Copa last year, wasn't it? So yeah, for me, I think they're going to win the tournament, and I think he'll get a few clean sheets along the way as well.
Ryan?
I was going to say Martinez, but let's mix it up. I'll put a tenner on Martinez anyway. 8-1 I got. So
is it
that one 8-1? Yeah, for him to be in Golden Boot. But let's go, Alisson. 5 goals conceded in 17 qualifiers for Brazil. So let's mix it up a bit and go in.
And then best young player, I have gone for Jamal Musiala of Germany because I think he's absolutely tearing it up for Bayern Munich at such a young age. And I've also gone for Bellingham. I feel like played in the right system, played in the right position, allowed to do what he should do. He probably will do quite well.
Yeah.
So let's go Bellingham for me. Ryan?
I'm going to go for the Golden Boy winner, Gavi for Spain. He's only 18, but he's ripping it up at Barca. And you got the Brazilian lads, ain't you, from Real Madrid, Vini Jr. and Rodrigo that set to light up the tournament. But yeah, Gavi's my one to watch, as well as Bellingham, hopefully. Yeah. If you've never watched us before, we are a very, very positive podcast. We like to back our club, Villa, and we like to back our country. But we sounded a bit moody to start off with, a bit down in the dumps. But
we've been realistic, being honest.
We are being realistic. So hopefully England can perform and we cheer up a bit and get a bit more optimistic.
Yeah, and then finally, Justin.
I wrote down Gavi, Bellingham, Pedri, and Rodrigo. I do think you're not going to far away from them lot, to be honest. And there's always one that comes out of nowhere that you don't know anything about and they just suddenly have an absolute blinder. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one come out of nowhere.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Obviously, what will happen in the World Cup is nothing what we've just said because our predictions on this podcast are absolutely tragic every week. So, yeah, don't go by what we're on about. But
don't put any money on him.
But now, get involved in the comment section. We'll have an England match preview coming at the weekend as well. Like I said earlier, we've got our first ever watch along that we're going to be doing on Monday as well, and plenty of content coming out as well. So support our channel, drop this video a like, and up the England.
Not the World Cup.
Up the England.